You think time will help, but it doesn't. At least, not in the way people say. You delete the photos, block the number, even burn the old letters. You tell yourself you're fine. You smile. You stay busy. But then, a song plays. A memory sneaks in, and suddenly your whole chest tightens like it just happened yesterday. You're not weak. You're not crazy. You're just human. And moving on, real, soul-deep moving on, isn't about forgetting. It's about processing. Today we're going to unpack why we struggle to let go of people, places, and versions of ourselves, and how to finally move forward in a way that actually works. Welcome back to Wisdom Inspired, and if you're here for the first time, you made it to the right corner of the internet. This episode is personal because everyone has someone or something they wish they could just move on from, but most of us are doing it backwards. We'll talk about the psychology, the emotional weight, and the practical healing steps that help you truly move forward without pretending you're okay when you're not. This is for the overthinkers, the feelers, the ones who keep saying, "I should be over this by now." Let's get into it. Part 1. Why we struggle to move on. Let's be real. Moving on should be simple. They hurt you. It ended. You walk away. But emotionally, it doesn't work like that. Here's why. 1. Emotional attachment isn't logical. When we form connections, especially romantic ones, our brain releases chemicals like oxytocin and dopamine. These are the same chemicals responsible for trust, bonding, and even addiction. So even when your brain knows they were toxic, your body still craves the connection. It's not love, it's chemical withdrawal. 2. We're not just letting go of a person, we're letting go of an identity. Think about it. When you're with someone, especially long-term, your routines, dreams, and self-image start to intertwine. Losing them doesn't just mean losing a partner, it can feel like losing yourself. 3. We fear the void. People often stay stuck in grief. Not because the past was perfect, but because the future is unknown. Pain is familiar. Hope feels risky, so we cling to what once was, because at least we know how it felt. So no, you're not weak for struggling. You're wired for connection, and healing requires both emotional honesty and practical tools. Let's talk about what actually helps. Part 2. The truth about closure. Let's talk about the thing we all chase, closure. We think closure is a conversation, a confession, an apology. We think if they just admitted what they did, if they just showed they cared, then we could move on. But real closure, it's an inside job. Closure is not about them. It's about deciding you no longer want to carry their weight. Because waiting for someone else to give you peace is like waiting for the fire to put itself out while you're still holding the match. Sometimes the only apology you get is the one you give yourself. "I'm sorry I stayed too long. I'm sorry I silenced my needs, but I forgive myself now." So if closure isn't external, how do we begin the real work of moving on? Let's break it down. Part 3. How to actually move on. Step 1. Grieve what you wanted it to be. We don't just grieve people. We grieve the potential, the almost, the version of them that existed only in our imagination. Write a letter to that version. Say goodbye. Thank it for the hope. Then remind yourself, hope isn't always healthy when it keeps you stuck. Step 2. Separate love from attachment. Just because you miss someone doesn't mean they were good for you. Missing them is a memory. It doesn't mean you need to go back. You can love someone and still walk away. That's not betrayal, that's self-respect. Step 3. Return to yourself. After a painful ending, there's a gap, not just in your day, but in your sense of self. Start small, revisit old hobbies, make solo plans, reconnect with the version of you that existed before they walked in, and evolve into someone even wiser now that they're gone. Step 4. Ground yourself in the present. Our brains love nostalgia. but nostalgia lies. It filters out the bad and highlights the good. So when you catch yourself romanticizing the past, pause. Ask, what did I feel on the bad days? Write those answers down. Let reality balance the memory. Moving on isn't forgetting. It's releasing. It's learning to remember without reliving. Let's go deeper with one final reflection. Part 4, a personal reflection. I once thought I couldn't move on until they understood how deeply they hurt me, until they acknowledged what they took from me. But here's what I learned. Waiting for validation from the person who broke you is like begging the storm to fix what it destroyed. One day I stopped waiting. I chose myself, not because it didn't hurt anymore, but because I was tired of staying in a chapter that wasn't mine to finish. And little by little, I healed, not all at once, but steadily, quietly, until one day I realized their name no longer felt like home, just history. So here's what I'll leave you with. Moving on is not about getting over them, it's about coming back to you. It's the sacred decision to stop pouring into a cup with holes in it, to stop rehearsing what went wrong and start writing what comes next. You don't need them to be sorry. You don't need them to come back. You just need one decision, that your peace is worth more than their presence. If this spoke to you, please like, share and subscribe to Wisdom Inspired. We talk about healing, heartbreak, and everything it takes to become whole again. Because you're not behind, you're not broken, you're just becoming, and I'm so glad you're here.